Welcome to our May Day rally. I think you can all congratulate yourselves in having been a little bit naughty. In fact, I think as we went through town, there were one or two people who thought we were all being a bit of a nuisance. And you may be aware that under the new legislation that we're protesting against, that could become a criminal offence that could land you in prison. And let's be clear, there are some people who are taking offence because we were saying kill the bill. And some people seem to like to interpret that as if it's some kind of incitement of violence against someone called William or something like that. And it's not what we're about. The Police Crime Sentencing and Courts Bill does not easily fit into a chant or on a placard. But we all know what we're here for and what we're about. So welcome to our May Day rally. And what better way, I'm sorry it's raining out there for you, I'm under the covers. What better way to celebrate International Workers' Day, which is a traditional day of protest, what better way to do that than to protest injustice? We're here to protest against the Police Crime Sentencing and Courts Bill, which from here on after people are going to refer to as the bill because it's a bit of a mouthful. It's the most extreme and serious threat to our movement seen for generations. My name is Keith Crane. I'm an activist within the PCS Civil Service Union, and I'm a founder member, one of the founder members of Eastbourne Stand Up to Racism, one of 10 local organisations who have come together to organise this event. Now this situation we're in is an emergency. We have a Prime Minister riding high apparently in the polls who would prefer to see bodies piling up in their thousands than to interfere with his mates' profits. We've got a Prime Minister who accepts tens of thousands of pounds in gifts or bribes in a dodgy deal to do up his flat. Most importantly, we have a Prime Minister, together with the Home Secretary Priti Patel, who wants to extinguish our right to protest. This legislation means organising a protest like ours today could land you in prison. The bill gives powers to the police to impose any restrictions they see fit on any protests, even one-person protests, for instance, to prevent noise. They're scared of noise. The establishment think we're going to bring them down with a little bit of noise. Well, you've got your whistles. I know it's raining. Come on, Eastbourne, let's make some noise. Let's be heard. This bill threatens severe sentences for non-compliance with any police restrictions, even if the police have failed to communicate the restrictions to the demonstration organisers. So you go to prison and you won't know beforehand what it is you're doing wrong. Those attending protests could also find themselves in prison for unintentionally risking the possibility of causing a nuisance to someone unknown. You don't have to actually cause a nuisance. You don't have to intend to cause a nuisance. Your behaviour just needs to risk the possibility of unintentionally causing a nuisance.
Doesn't that describe Boris Johnson?
Does that describe Boris Johnson, someone says. It gives power to police to confiscate vehicles, effectively criminalising the Roma, Gypsy and traveller people. And it extends racist police stop and search powers, allowing the police to continually harass people without grounds for suspicion. We know that stop and search is used disproportionately against young black men. So seriously, this legislation would move us into similar territory that you see in a place like Putin's Russia, where protests are legal, but frequently they're made illegal. They're not allowed. And protest organisers go to prison. The legality around protest is a facade, and we're moving into that territory. Our prisons can end up being stuffed full of prisoners of conscience who've done nothing other than peacefully protest. It's the Tories' authoritarian response to the Black Lives Matter movement and to Extinction Rebellion. Instead of addressing the climate and environmental emergency or recognising the need to confront endemic racism, they want to outlaw the protests that forced these issues into public discourse. In response, a movement has emerged, uniting broad layers around the slogan "Kill the Bill." This has the potential to be the biggest protest movement since the poll tax rebellion ended Margaret Thatcher's political career, along with the poll tax itself. That is something we need to learn from history and follow those lessons and do it again. So we need to see off this bill. We need to defy the bill if it becomes law. The only thing that can stop this bill is serious protest. We have to see this as an increasingly authoritarian government tooling up, ready to suppress the protest they know is coming because they know their policies will provoke resistance. So we need to be ready to keep on protesting until this bill is killed off. And we have this afternoon an impressive and varied array of speakers. We've got poets, we've got musicians. I'm pretty sure the rain is only going to be a shower. It's not going to be hanging around for too long, and so it's worth staying around for the great array of speakers that we have. And I think, hopefully, our first speaker isn't too far away.